Question 16 is the questions on the pedigree. Okay, so for this pedigree, the questions has actually informed us about the dominant and the recessive. Okay, so you can see here, question 16. So they have the questions had actually told us that black color is actually dominant. Yeah, black color is dominant, so it is a dominant gene here. Okay, while brown color hair would be recessive, so it would be the recessive B. Okay, so yeah, we already know that this is actually the dominant trait. Yeah, the black hair as shaded here, that means affected. Yeah, okay, so it is actually a dominant trait. Okay, so the question A here is ask us to state the type of inheritance for the black hair. Okay, so we already know that it is a dominant trait, but we are not sure whether this is an autosomal or sex-linked. Yeah, this is the thing that we are not sure. So that's why for A, yeah, this is what we need to find out. Okay, so to find that out, I think we all know that, yes, to find out whether it's sex-linked or autosomal, you can look at the um, total number of the male and female. Yeah, total number of the male and female that are affected. Okay, so but the thing is, sometimes you have to be careful. Yeah, you have to be careful. For example, like this pedigree. Okay, in this pedigree, if you have the first look and you didn't really go and analyze it, you would think that this is sex-linked. Why? Because you see that only male is affected. The female are not affected at all. You see that? Okay, so a lot of students will directly state, oh, this is a sex-link, but it will be wrong. Why? Because you look at this individual. This individual is not the offspring of this parent. Okay, this individual is not the offspring of this generation one. It is not the offspring. Okay, so that's why you cannot take that into account. That's the first one. Second thing is none of the offspring or none of the other generation is having the trait. So if like this, there's not enough, not enough information to determine directly. Okay, there's not enough information. And some more, you see this male. Yeah? This male is at the first generation. You don't know that, how the parent is. Okay, so there's not enough information for us to determine in this pedigree. Okay, so how are we going to determine whether this is a sex link or an autosomal? Then we will use the Punnett square. Yeah, we will use the Punnett square. So we will use the Punnett square and then try to figure out if, let's say, these two individuals, okay, according to what is shown here, black hair male and the brown hair female, okay, so we let them cross. If, let's say, this is a sex-linked gene, let's see what will happen. Okay, so we have to assume that you have to use the Punnett square. Okay, so as for now, we are not sure whether this is a normal Mendel's model or this is a sex-linked gene yet. So that's why, yep, for the first one, yeah, we have to assume first. Okay, so we assume that this is a sex link. Yeah, this is a sex link. Yeah, okay. So yep, you can see here. If this is a sex link, that would mean that for this male, for this generation one, yeah, the male black hair male here, right? Because it's black hair, and we know that black hair is dominant. Yeah, we know black hair is dominant. So we'll put X. Okay, so it's dominant, so black hair. Okay, and he's a male, right? So XY. Okay, so we can confirm the genotype of this parent. And then this female is brown hair female. So brown hair is recessive, right? So that will mean that both X would be recessive. So once we know the genotype of the parent, we try to do the cross and see. Yeah, we try to do the cross and see. Yeah, okay. So this is actually not part of the calculation. So that's why I didn't put that in. I will just do it in blue color. Okay, so this is basically in exam, you can just do this in your draft paper. Yeah, do in the draft paper to actually it's for you to check. Yeah, to confirm. Okay, so if let's say this is a sex link, yeah, if this is a sex link, then that means that this individual, which is going to produce two types of the gamete here, Yeah, 2/3 of the gamete here. And then this individual, this brown hair female, is going to produce 1/3 of the gamete here. Then after you do the cross, so you will find out that if, let's say, this black hair, if the black hair is dominant and it is a sex link, then the offspring that is produced by this pair of the parent will be all female having black hair, all the male having brown hair. So you can see all the male having brown hair, that's correct. Yeah, male having brown hair, that's correct. But there's some problem with this female. If this is a sex link, if this is dominant, it's confirmed dominant idea because the question already told us this is dominant. Black hair is dominant. Okay, so if this is a sex link dominant, then this pair of parent should produce all the female that is black hair, that is having black hair. And this is not the story that is shown here. This is not the thing that is shown in the pedigree. So that means what? That means that this is not the sex linked gene. Okay, this is not the sex linked gene. So this is the thing that we can confirm. This is not the sex linked gene. This is not the sex linked gene. So if this is not the sex linked gene, then yeah, confirm this is the autosomal. Yeah, this is the autosomal. Okay. So we can try on the autosomal also if you want. So you can see here, if let's say it's autosomal, then this black hair male, yeah, black hair male would be having heterozygous, and then the female, yeah, she would be homozygous recessive. So when do the cross, this individual is going to produce 2 types of the gamete, and then this individual is going to produce 1 type of the gamete. Then when you do the cross, you can see that the offspring can either having, the offspring can either having the brown hair or they can having the black hair. So you can see that, yeah, now it's tally. So all the offspring can have the brown hair. Okay, so with that, yes, that is correct. Yeah, with that, yeah, we can say that is correct. Okay, so with that, now we can confirm that the type of inheritance is actually autosomal dominant. Yes, autosomal dominant. So that is the answer. Yeah, so that's A, autosomal dominant. The black hair is autosomal dominant trait. Okay, so yep, with that, that is for A. So once we know that this pedigree is related to the autosomal dominant, now we can know that this question will be following the normal Mendel model. Okay, and pedigree is always monohybrid, yeah? Pedigree is always monohybrid because it only can track one trait at one time. Yeah, pedigree only track one trait at one time. So that's why it must be monohybrid. So that will mean that all the calculation, we will use the type 1 method. We will use the type 1 method to solve it. Okay, so next we will look at the question B. Question B here is stated, what is the chance of the individual X? Individual X is here. Okay. Having the brown hair. What is the chance for this X to have brown hair if both of the parent are homozygous? Both of the parent of X are homozygous. Okay, so what is the chance for this X to have brown hair? Okay, so we will use the type 1 method to solve this. So first thing first, both of the parent are homozygous. So if both parents are homozygous, then actually we can get the genotype of the parent. So this parent, yeah, the first parent, the male, is a black hair male. So black hair male means that contain at least one big B. Yeah, one big B. Yeah, and the question state it is homozygous. So that means that is homozygous dominant. While for the female, the mother here, the mother is brown hair. Yes, brown hair. Yeah. So if she's brown hair, then of course she will be homozygous recessive. Okay. So once you know that already, then now we can state that down. So first step, parents. So parent would be homozygous dominant crossed with the homozygous recessive. This is the parent that's shown. This is the parent of X. Okay. So now, next, we will do the Punnett square. So the first parent, the male parent, can only produce one type of gamete, which is B. Second parent, the female parent, can only produce one type of gamete as well, which is recessive B. So when you do the cross, you will see that all the offspring will be having heterozygous, means that all the offspring will be black hair. Okay, all the offspring will be black hair. So the question is asking, what is the chances that X will have brown hair? What is the chances of X will have brown hair? It is impossible, right? Because all the offspring must be black in color, having black hair. Yeah? So that's why the answer, the chances is 0%. Yeah, the chances is 0%. The individual X will never has brown hair. Yeah, will never has brown hair. Okay, so with that, yep, that is the final answer.